Hello, hello, beautiful people. If you are in America like me, happy good morning, very early morning for me. Thank you for coming. Today we will be doing Next.js and building our own personal website. My name is Isabel. If you are in the chat, if you are tuning in, hello. Hi, Manika. Hi, Satoshi. Um, we'll take a few more minutes, seconds to wait for more people to join in. But in the meantime, yeah. So my name is Isa or Isabel. I am a coach here at Major League Hacking. You are tuning in to learning Next.js and building your personal website specifically for Global Hack Week season launch. Hey, hey, Profil. Hey, Turn. Oh, going back, I use she, her pronouns, and a fun fact about me is I really, really like anime. So if you have recommendations, tangents you want to go into, put them in the chat. And then if you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, feel free to do so. My name is right there. Hi, Ariba. Thank you for joining. Hello, hello. I wanted to go and give a quick review of what I went over last session in case there are folks coming in that weren't able to attend the last one. And then we'll just go straight into the uh, coding and the implementation. If you have any questions at any time, hi Matt. If you have any questions at any time, or if you get stuck, have a bug, feel free to put it in the chat. I have a separate screen just to listen to your comments. So yeah, very interactive workshop if you haven't seen me already. So we have covered number one, which was the fundamental concepts of Next.js. We also covered what goes into a personal website and what our design is going to be. Today we will be going into implementation depending on how it works, how people like it. I might also go into a bit of styling. Um, and then if you haven't already, make sure you already have Node and an IDE installed. So Node and NPM go together when you download them. The link is right here, which I'm reminded if y'all don't have it yet, I shall put it in the chat. So these are the slides. Otherwise, the link tree, the Discord, all of them work. But these are my slides in case you want them. That's cool that you built your website with Next.js, which means if I get stuck at any point, I'm gonna look at you. Thank you. Anyway, so this is the command that we will be using: npx create next app at latest, and I am expecting at like baseline for folks to have some familiarity with JavaScript or basic TypeScript. I'm personally not the best at TypeScript yet, so I'm probably not going to expect y'all to know too much about TypeScript either. But I do hope that you know React.js, like know what it is, know what makes it special, even if you're not so good at it that we can't make um, make your own website. Things like how to make components and how modularity works in React is very helpful. And then finally, how Tailwind CSS works. I'll be explaining it, and if anyone, I'm so sorry, I'm gonna have to ask. Like, wait, 1 second. I'm teaching. I can hear you from inside. Please lower your voice. We're okay. We are a-okay. So, I was saying, someone answered the why not Yarn question, but npm already comes with Node. If you want to install Yarn as a separate step, you're welcome to do so, but I'm just making it as simple as possible for the beginners in the class. Awesome. So this is, if you're already using the command, there are specific options for you to choose from. These are the ones that I'm specifically using. If you want to not learn TypeScript today, you are welcome to do so. If you want to use regular CSS files or CSS in JS, you are welcome to do so. I do want to say, even though it says recommended here, oh, my mouse is bugging out. So even though it says recommended here, I personally would not at this point. Like at this point in time, July 2023, because App Router is so new, if you Google your errors and it's App Router related, you are going to find much fewer results than if you stick with the basic, the one that everyone has already gotten used to, which is Pages Router. So if you say no, you'll have more Stack Overflow pages to answer your questions. And then import alias, I'm not entirely sure, but I just said no because it was the default. Hello, hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us. I was just going over a recap of last session, and good segue. I wanted to say one of the things that last session's audience had a lot of trouble with was understanding the difference between Next.js and React specifically. So React is the foundation of it. It's like the baseline framework, and then Next.js is on top of it. Like Next is using React, which means you kind of need to understand React for Next to make even more sense. What Next does that React doesn't is it provides server-side rendering and static website generation. What that basically means is just that the performance and the speed, etc., are optimized so that even if you have big websites, if you have HD pictures, if you have large API calls, machine learning models, what have you, it'll make it much easier and much faster in terms of user experience. So that's why we're checking out Next in this session. Awesome. So we have a project structure. You will see what it looks like on my actual VS Code later on, but just know that there are naming conventions. Like um, there are file names and folder names that it's looking for, like Next is looking for it to know how things work, what things do. Someone chipped in and said custom import alias allows you to change the alias for the root folder. That makes sense. So what I guess that means is instead of saying pages, or instead, if you have a separate folder outside of pages, you can change your default import. Thank you for that, Anna. It removes the double dot, the dot dots if you want to like backtrack into an outside folder. Thank you for that, both of you. Awesome. I'm going to skip some of the other nuances that I don't think will be too relevant to today, but the slides are available if you want to like study on your own. The last thing I want to go over is the design and what to see in your portfolio. If you're watching this later, if you want to do this at your own pace, the way that I did my design or the way that I thought about my website is these are the three things that I wanted to have: about me to describe myself, projects to showcase what I can do, and experiences to show where I've worked. Um, I was inspired by a desktop browser experience, so I wanted my companies, my project titles to be on the tabs, and then clicking on each tab changes what's in the browser. Maybe tomorrow when we do the styling, I even want to have like this thing with the like X minimize and like maximize. Maybe I'll do something along those lines, but we'll see, like time permitting. Um, Feel free to peruse as you go along. Here's some advice. I didn't have this in the previous session. Oh, I can get rid of this. I'm sorry, this must be distracting to some folks. Advice that I have on portfolios. So something that I learned firsthand is don't put every single project and every single internship on your page. If you have very few right now because you're just starting art, that's good. If you're like me who's been in tech for a little bit or has been in like just working for a little bit, I have not so relevant or not so impactful projects and internships that I still put on my current website that are distracting, that are boring, honestly, the people that are going to my site. So highlight only the most relevant ones that if a person is only skimming through your website for like 10-15 seconds, they'll still catch the gist of who you are as a person, as an employee, as an intern. Another thing is strive to wow your audience. Either a good design or a strong headline will do this. Just have a hook so that they want to keep scrolling through your site. Or if you have a multi-page site, have something that'll make them keep clicking through those links. And then finally, have clickable links. So if you have a project, have your GitHub ready, have your dev post, have something that people can interact with, like a demo, or maybe you have other pages that you want to redirect to, like your dev post, so that all of your projects are there if they want to see more, or your Polywork, which I'm learning is another platform for like folks who like to dabble in different things. Poly meaning many, work. So that's another cool thing. With that being said, I have gone through all of the very gist of what happened last session, and I just want to go into the actual project. If you haven't already, we did npx create dash next dash app at latest. And then this is the exact same as what would come up once you're done. I think I just initialized this last time and didn't do much with it. But what we have here, just to give you a tour of how the projects are, we got styles folder for all of our CSS files. We got a public folder for all of our public assets, like photos, or another thing I can think of is if you have a file with all of your arrays, this could also be where you want it to go. And then finally, we have our pages folder, which is where the bulk of our project will go. What that means is, Zell, I see you. We'll look through that portfolio in a little bit. I kind of want to get everyone through their website, and then we'll see like feedback or like suggestions on how we can improve what we're making afterwards. But I am not ignoring you. Thank you for that. We have built like given to us an API folder which has a basic like response and request. Um, underscore app.tsx is kind of like React's index.js from before, where you don't really do anything with it. It's just there and you edit app. This one, you don't really do anything with unless you know what you're doing. For the purposes of this website, we're not doing anything to this. Document, we're also not doing anything there. Index is where we start changing things. So index.tsx is the naming convention for the pages themselves. So if I have index.tsx here and it's in the root of the pages folder, what that means is this is my home page. So if I say npm run and dev, what? I don't think that's supposed to. npm run dev. Let's close this because I was not prepared for an error this early. npm run dev. Is it npx? Am I? No. Might be npm start. I remember it was run dev last time because I was looking through package JSON. See, it says next dev. So I just figured run dev. It might be that I don't have next installed. So I'm going to do a little cheat because I don't remember what the version is. It usually asks me from the start, like, do you want to install this new version when I do next here? Gosh. No, I know it's npm install, but like, is it just npm install next? Like just next? Oh, must have been. Yay, I see people. I'm missing npmi. Okay, this must have been. I forgot where I ended last time, so that's okay. Thank you for that, friends. Nice catch. Let's do npmi for the rest of it. Gosh. npmi. So npmi is just a shortcut for npm install. It does the same thing for those who are more beginners than the ones who are commenting. So that should fix it. Let's try this again. npm run dev. Thank you. That was what I was missing. Gosh. And it's installing the TypeScripts that I'm missing. It's a little confusing. I'm like hopping between computers and I forgot, like, oh, I installed this in this laptop, but I forgot it on this desktop that I'm on now, like that kind of stuff. So my bad, friends. Let's see. Let's go to localhost. No, 3000. 1 second. There. Should be able to open it even though it's a guest browser. Okay. An error occurred. Cannot find Tailwind CSS. That is just me not having installed the thing. So let's npm I Tailwind CSS. Installing that. I might have to, I don't know if I have to rerun it or like restart it if I do a dependency, but we'll see. So let's try. I'm just making a change so it redoes the thing. It's recompiling. Okay, so we are seeing another thing. It says it can't find my Tailwind CSS, but I have Tailwind config here, and I just said install Tailwind CSS. Does anyone have a suggestion on what I'm doing? Yeah, I should have it. Let's see. Let's close it and then npm run dev, because I just did npm I Tailwind CSS right above. So let's open. Is it? Oh, it's open. So let's reload this. Oh, we have an error here. These are npm problems. This is frustrating. I'm going to pause for a second because you know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make another one. If this one doesn't work, do another one. Take two. So npx create next app, no, next app at latest. And then it's literally going to be MLH2. We are going to use TypeScript. We are going to use ESLint. We are using Tailwind. We are not using Source. We are not using App Router. We are keeping default import alias. So it's now going to install everything I need, including the things I don't have. Okay. It's never easy and simple. I'm glad that you are comforted in my little hiccups. That is I do want to give that experience of like it's not as straightforward as people may think. And like there is while it like runs, it often takes like an hour for you to code and then an extra 2 hours for you to find the error that you're stuck on from that 1 hour of coding. And it can get frustrating. And that's why I learned that patience is very important for a developer. I'm still getting used to that now. Cool. People are collaborating for challenges and things. Very nice. Okay, we have MLH2, and now we are going to transfer there, pretend that that first app never happened. And then we have our node modules, we have our pages, and everything still looks the same. We're good. We're good. We are A-okay. So let's try running this. And then we say npm run dev. Now we're starting, and then this should give me their default. And we try. Insert from Google Fonts using fallback. Nah, that's just a font thing. I don't know why it wouldn't have their fonts though. What did Google? Why is Google? But that's okay. I will choose my own fonts. So this is what we're starting with. It's gonna look the same for everyone. If you are coding along, this is where we're starting. If you are just watching, feel free to ask any questions in the chat. Let's see. So what I want to do, so the way that I like that I like to do things and the way that I've learned it works in like the naming conventions, I wanted to make, if it's a page of its own, have a folder. So let's say or yeah, if it's a page of its own, like I don't know, if it's a page of its own that I'm not thinking of right now, it gets its own folder and then index.tsx. But in this case, I want to make just one page and then multiple sections within the same page. I don't want people to have to reload a different page and instead see everything on the first one. So someone caught this. Next/font is buggy. Rather, linking fonts from Google is the traditional way. Gotcha. So I think that's going to be in styles or yeah, here. So this is what is bugging out right now, but I'm probably going to get Poppins, my default font, my personal font in Google Fonts later on. Awesome. So someone is asking for the check-in link. Thank you for the reminder. I shall get that to you right now, unless someone is faster than me. If anyone else has not checked in yet, go for it. I'm actually curious, to those who have gone to the opening ceremony, what is the check-in for if we're not doing leaderboards anymore? Like, what do you get out of it, I guess? There is the check-in link. I'll leave it up there for a little bit. Okay, it's for points. Do you get anything from the points? Like, can I the points don't add up for anything. Okay. To get swag. Gotcha. Okay, maybe it's like the more points you have, the better your swag. 5 will get you swag. Gotcha. Cool beans. Thank you. Okay, so now what I'm doing is, I had said that I am making a new file for every component. So I have a browser component, like the container itself, browser.tsx. And then I have a tab component, a tab.tsx. And then what I'm going to do is, so remember in our design right here, I wanted it to look like this. So I have a section that changes its content. You probably can't see because of the mouse. The container changes its contents based on which tab is currently open. So what I'm going to do first is make the tab component that will change based on what I feed it, like in what title I want to give it. And then I'll make the browser. But first, what I'll do with the tab, so export default function, and then it's called the tab. So I'll do that. And then this is the how you start a function in Next. Again, I'm making the assumption that you already know React and you already know JavaScript. But if you have any questions, like if you're like me that forgets basic syntax sometimes, like brain farts happen, that's totally okay. Just put the questions in the chat and that's a-okay. So what I'm gonna do now is, if I have, oh, 1 second. Sorry about that, friends. I have like tiny humans in my apartment. If I have the, if I want my tab to have a title, I want my tab to have, if I went, so a sneak peek into later, I want this browser and this browser to have the same like logic, the same functionality where the tabs change the contents of the browser. So what I was going to do is make it an option. Like if it's a project, give me the title. If it's a job, give me the logo of the company. So what that would look like, so title and then company, and then if it was a project and it won, I wanted to do winner. Like if it won, I would want a trophy icon next to the project title. And then otherwise, it's going to be the logo of the company. No, yeah, logo of the company and then the name of the company. So that's it. Those are my prompts. And then thank you for auto completing this for me. We have the title, which is a string. The title is going to be yeah, they're all going to be question marks. So this is one thing that I learned is, so the website is going to be a portfolio. So I am making a project section, an experience section, and then an about me. That's it. Very basic. What I learned is if it's optional, put a question mark after the variable name. So if title is optional, if winner is optional, if logo is optional, and company is optional, that way it won't complain if later you have everything but a logo. Because otherwise it'll say it's undefined or invalid or whatever because it's missing that thing. Now it won't complain. So if I return and then close that, let's say I don't want to let it autocomplete for me. I got to put in my own work. So I have flex and then it's flex row because I want it to look this way. So items. What I'm doing, by the way, if you're confused about where I'm getting these class names, is Tailwind CSS. If you are not used to that yet, just go to Tailwind CSS, and then here is their official website. And then if I want, let's say, justify, now their search is pretty quick. I'll know that justifying content, if I wanted this in CSS, it'll look like this. If it and it explains what it's going to look like if you scroll down. But if you just want like the translation of what the class is based on the properties, the first like screenful will tell you everything. So I have item center, and then what was it? Justify center. Justify center. And then I want my height to be full, but I want my width to be, let's say, 1/6. So there's like 6 tabs per screen. And then that closes that. And then I'll have another div that'll have either the winner or the logo. Because remember, we're going to have an icon first, and then the title or the company. So if it's, let's see, I want the way that I learned how to make them conditional. So let's say if you have JavaScript within your HTML, you put curly braces in between, and then that's what I'm missing. Winner is supposed to be Boolean, because then if it's a winner, give me a trophy. If it's not, don't give me a trophy. And then logo is going to be the string of the image. That's not how you comment. Yeah. So the image source of the logo, and then the company. Yeah, exactly. Cool. So we're good there. If it's winner, then if the winner is true, then give me end is a logical operator that says if both are true. What this is basically showing is if both if the winner is true, then show what the second half is. So image. Next image. Oh no, if it's winner, my icon was, so it was like span, class name, and then I wanted to say text, like large, LG. Ah, thank you. So thoughtful. Maybe not green, but font bold. Font bold won't matter on an emoji, so we're just gonna leave it to text large. And then my trophy is there, and ideally, let's put a space. Ideally, it'll have a trophy next to what project I have. So we have the winner there. And then if I have logo, so if logo, this one's a little different because logo is going to be a string, which means this logic, the thing it's asking me to autocomplete is Whisper like a DM in Twitch? Just tangent. I was just curious. Because people are collaborating in the chat. If y'all are interested in like working on the MLH challenges. But so logo won't work. This syntax on line 10 grayed out won't work because logo is a string and not a Boolean. This shorthand of like just mentioning the Boolean variable will not work. So what we're going to do instead is a ternary operator, which is like, if this is true, do this, otherwise do that, right? How do we get the trophy? You can go look up trophy emoji, and then it'll go to Emojipedia, and then you can just copy it and then paste it into your thing. So see, you can just paste it as is, like Unicode. Right? Like I am also wanting to know what a whisper is. Okay, cool. So it won't work that way. So we can instead do if not logo. So if the logo does not exist, no, if we have both logo and company. Um, so I think what it's yeah. So if I have both a logo and a company, then show me. This is supposed to show I want, this is going to be image, and then let's get, let's say Microsoft logo. My suggestion here is pick the one that's transparent, so it looks the prettiest on your website. So let's see, is this transparent? No, it's not. So let's go this one. That's transparent. That's exactly what I want. So I'm going to save this in my desktop, in my GitHub, in MLH2, and then public. Microsoft. What is that? It's an AVIF. Huh. I'm going to take it for now. Because it's a vector. So that's why it's crispier and transparent. Okay, let's go back to this. It should say image. Complete for me. Gosh. Image source, and then this is staying in the same folder, and then we're going out of pages and into public, and then into Microsoft, which is going to be MSFT AVIF. I'm gonna take a chance with that file type because I've never seen that before. And then let's close this, and it should be good. It does not have a props property. What are you complaining about? It's a source. What am I getting wrong? So it's not, let's do, what it's complaining about is import image from next image. And now that's good. What I'm missing instead is alt. Alt is going to be company logo. You can edit that to be dynamic later, but for now I'm going to leave it as is. So we've got our image now, and then both of these are going to be in a div that I'm going to define as height full, so the full height of it, but the width is going to be at most, let's say, W2, W6, which, sorry about the noise, W2, where's my, this is what I'm looking for. So I'm looking through widths because there are fixed widths and then they're like per pixel, and then there are widths that are percentages. So let's say I want, I'm about to, okay, W3, let's say. We'll fix it up later. So that is going to be my logo, and then I'm gonna make another div for my content. Text, small, and then title, company, close div, close div. And then what this is saying, I want both logo and company to be. It's just saying if it exists, show it. If it doesn't, leave it alone. So now we have that, and now let's check our browser to see how it's going. Gosh. So I finished tab, or like started tab, but we're gonna go into index.tsx, clear everything, and then start a function that has our tab. Okay. And I don't need this, and I don't need this. But let's say I have a tab for winner true, but no logo, and title is going to be what's the hackathon that people have gone to lately. Last one I went to was like Hack Princeton. Parsed by syntax. What's wrong with it? What's wrong with it? Property winner undefined will have one parent element, which means div, closing div, and now I've got both tabs in my one div, so it shouldn't complain, which means I should see it here, but I'm not because it needs the width property. So I am bumping into a lot of errors, but because I'm a little used to which errors do what, it becomes a little easier. So as you're coding, as you're getting used to programming, you'll get to see more and more errors, and then you'll see, okay, this keyword means I should check this problem out. Oh, it requires width, which means if I go to tab, this is asking for width. What do I want the width to be? How do I say width is 100% in auto width in next image? It's not giving me. Stack Overflow knows like is the most helpful for this. 100%? That's it? No. Oh, this is 100 VW. But that's fill. that's saying in 2023 everything is deprecated. See, that's okay. So my width, height, sizes, and style is what I need. Let's keep this clean. So I'm gonna source, alt, width, height. It said it didn't need sizes, but it does need style. That should be enough. It's a lot. Cool. So I've closed that, which should give me exactly. Okay, so we're starting here. I'll zoom it in, but now we see that Microsoft works and how do I point my nav item to some place in my page? One way to do that is if you do like this. If you have a div and then you have an ID equals, let's say, jump, and then later in another place you say ahref, like a normal link, and then jump. Exactly. Thank you for that. So this hashtag is similar to how you use in, yeah, you call hashtag jump. Because it's just like how you would in CSS files where like the hashtag is the ID of the component or the tag. Cool. So let's close this and then remove this. Cool. So now my Microsoft is fine, but my Hack Princeton is not, because this and this, there's a gap between them. So maybe what I can do is give this padding. Like if I make the text have padding left, let's say 4. Let's try that. Okay, progress. But I see that I have a space here that's longer than the other one. That kind of bugs me. But we'll leave it alone for now because I had initially said I would do styling last. But it kind of becomes the case where like um as you're coding, you do like, yeah. But I'm backtracking because I'm so sorry I missed that. Paste the code for tab in the chat or onto the slides. Will do. Another thing that I can do, would it help y'all if I like put this in a repo? No, I'll put it in the repo at the end, but I can put this in the slides for now. So let's go here. You can't see my other screen, but this is what I have for now. If you go then to here in the page, I am a dynamic note taker. So it's already up here. It's not going to be pretty. I just want to put it here so that it's easier for y'all to copy and paste it. But yeah, yes, I will give a repo at the end for sure. Okay, so going back to my code and going back to my browser, I have those two, but now I want a container. I want it to look like the shape of like this browser. So I'm going to add styles to my biggest container, like not the icon container, not the text container, but the whole thing of the tab, and say, let's say BG color, or is it BG red 300? Let me try that. Yep, exactly. Okay, this is teaching me that it went out of bounds. Let's say 1/4. But it's doing that. So let's say 2. I'm just twisting stuff around. Why is it so far? Why is it so far? Let's do instead of padding margin, because padding kind of eats into the space. Same thing. What am I doing wrong? So this, okay, now we're debugging and we're going into dev tools, and I have this hover tool open, and it's saying that, okay, so this P is really tiny and it's just like going out. And this, I limited the width to be 25%. I see. So what's happening right now is in my big one, or in my main thing, in my main app, in index.tsx, I should have class name, flex row, so that they go all in a row, like the tabs are horizontal. So let's try this again. And let's do, how do you say wrap? Like width wrap. Let's look for, okay, wrap is not a thing. But does anyone understand what I'm trying to say? Where like, I want it to cover however long this text is. With auto. Not it. Definitely goofed. And for some reason, it made my image go away. I didn't want to like hard code it, but for now's sake, we'll leave it at that. So, 1/3, and then use two divs. Yeah, but which div? Because I'm trying to resize this one. This pink is this div. H. What's my height? I said W. It's my biggest width. Oh, these are like actual. My W3 and my W3 are actual pixels. That might be conflicting with it. I might also make this the same font size as the other one. It's still not the same height. Because this says auto and this says full. Okay, that's working, except for the image is not centered. So I'm gonna say margin 0 auto, which is just the shorthand for vertically aligning something. No, was that it? Auto 0. Nope, not it either. So instead, what I can do is flex call items center and justify center. Very long-winded. There we go. We're getting it. And now the only thing that's missing is this width, y'all. Flex wrap. Okay, let's try flex wrap. There we go. Flex wrap. Let's try this. I need that for the whole thing, so I'm gonna say flex wrap there. Nope, not it. Let's try flex wrap here. Not it. Nice try for the flex wrap. Let's try something else. Let's see. Why am I such? Gosh. Let's see. What else am I? Yeah, honestly. And then finally, just so I no, it was like radius. It was radius something. Radius. It was this. Rounded T full. I'm gonna say full because I like it round, like round. Ta-da! Okay, that's all I wanted. The stream is laggy. I am very sorry. This is not centered. Oopsies. This is not centered. And that is because that is what people have been saying. Put a div in front of these two divs. No, but that's already the big div. I'm gonna roll with it. I'm gonna trust the process. That's not it. This one doesn't class name. And then we want flex row. It's still not centered, so I'm just gonna undo my changes and call it a day. We're gonna keep it as is. We're gonna style it another time. Sloppy is better than not done at all. Started is better than started is better than done is better than perfect. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. So we got our tabs done. Let's say one for Microsoft and one for Hack Princeton. And then next up, we'll just pause it for there for now. And then now I want to make my browser. What I want is my browser to be the full width of what the browsers, the tabs are. So we're going to make another export default function, and we are saying browser. And then we got this, and then we say return, and we got this. And what my browser needs. Okay, let's go back to my design. Oh, if you want, okay, because I promised a 954 update. I'm gonna commit and sync, add remote, no publish branch, MLH2, and there should be a drop down for public repo. Uploading. Boop, boop, boop. Open on GitHub. And then we have MLH2 right here, and I'll paste it in the chat so that y'all can either help me or learn from it, up to y'all. But that's the repo if you want. That is updated as of where I was earlier, and I'll keep re-pushing every once in a while. So as I was saying, our browser is going to want we were going through here. And I was gonna see that I have a title, a blurb, a demo video. Okay. One at a time. Title, blurb, demo, tech stack, filter. I can't put a space there. Stack, let's just call it stack. Filter. Responsibilities. So blurb can be summary of project or description of job. And then demo is going to be video. Stack is tech stack. Tech stack. And then filter is tags at the bottom. e.g. hackathon or internship. Title is going to be Title of project or job. Okay, that's pretty well documented. Pretty proud of myself for that. And then title is a string. This one is not optional. We've got blurb, which is a string, which is not optional. Demo is going to be optional in case I don't have a video. We've got a stack, which is an array of strings. And we've got filters, which is an array of strings. So title and blurb are required, but the rest are not, is what I'm going to say. Cool. So now I'm saying that's from the tab. So we're going to leave it alone. And let's say we've got div class name. No. Let's just say flex because I haven't decided the rest yet. But I do want DG, let's say gray 200, just so I know what the boundaries of the box are, you know? Post in hashtag season launch. Okay, I'm following. Where is it? Oh, I didn't join GHW. Oopsies. No, I'm in a lecture. I should have access to it. I'm bonkers. I'm trying to get to Gaming Skull's post. npm run dev. Customize community. ESGHW. There we go. Season launch. Found it. That was a bit of a... Oh! Okay, so I found Gaming Skulls. I see the gray that you're seeing, but I also do not know where it came from. Did you change anything else from where I was? Because it's running on mine as, I think, a black screen, because that's what global CSS is saying. Like if we go here, it's black because here it says this. But maybe yours is, oh, it might be this because you're on light mode, Gaming Skull. I think that is what is happening. And then what is the API for browser TSX? We haven't gotten there yet, but we're putting the API here in hello, or what, like we're adding a file here in API that will feed the jobs, the projects, etc. from like our API call. So you just cloned the repo and said run dev. My hunch is that because you're in light mode, your styles are different. If you want, you can comment this out, right? I think that should be good. Or just comment out like these. No, it should just be the last chunk that says body. Let me know if you still have any trouble with that. But for now, I'm going to move to this browser. So we've got... oh, okay, Gaming Skull got it right. Nice. Thanks. We've got our gray. We've got... sorry, I got a little sidetracked. We are going to put, just for now, we're not going to give it a layout, but for now, we're just going to say P and then title, or let's say title. Well, we're going to style that later. I got a little too sidetracked with styling it earlier. So we've got our blurb, and then How do you embed a video? Embed video in Next. I didn't think of this earlier. Nope. Don't. Yeah, it's a separate library. So we'll leave it alone for now. I'm a little like cognizant of the time. Video assets. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, that's it? It's just video? View source. No, that's not what I want. Gosh. Okay, so this is what I need. Okay. So we've got our video here, but it's bugging out because source does not have a closing. Okay, that fixes that. And I don't think I need this. Oh, this. Okay. So I'm going on YouTube and just pulling one of my old workshops and calling that the demo. Share, copy, and then this should work. If not, we'll figure it out as we go along. Loop auto. We do not autoplay. We can loop, but we are not autoplaying. We are not putting that burden on our users because, yeah, it's just not best practice to like bombard whoever's on your website like that. Okay, so let's see. I didn't put that in yet, so it shouldn't show up. We've got video in for the demo. Oh no, why did I do that? Why did I put that there? I mean, yeah, but later it's gonna be replaced with demo. Oops. What's... Oh. Nope. It's not letting me comment it out, so I'm just gonna try to remember it instead. We're good on demo. And then for stack, okay, this is the part. Some people asked how they could prepare for this beforehand, and I said mapping arrays. But basically, our stack is stack.map, and then tech, much. And then we'll style it as something that can like live on its own, like have little borders and stuff later on. And then same thing for filter, should be the same, yep. And then this question mark is just saying, if it exists, map it. If not, leave it alone, because you'll find errors. Key property. Key. Tag. No, it should be the other one. Key. Tag. That's what I'm trying to do. And then here, it's key tech. How's everyone doing, by the way? I'm breezing through a few things right now. But are people following along? Are people stuck? How is everyone doing? And then what I'm going to do is go to index. Turn is good. Thank you for that. And then div. Oh. I made that change because I wanted a separate div for my browser. No, but I only have one browser, so I won't need to. So I say browser. It auto-completed and gave me import up there. And then for browser, I'm going to say title. Let's wrap that so everyone can see. Tailwind, CSS, filter, hackathon. And then let's do another browser just so we can see browser, title, Microsoft, blurb, stack, filter. My C sharp, and I don't remember the rest, so let's just leave it at C sharp for now. No, but it, say Azure. Okay. And then that should then give me enough to demonstrate how to switch between, right? Muted tag to still play the video but muted. That works, but I still don't think that's a good like best practice in terms of it'll take processing power from the user's browser to play the things that they're not even looking at yet. Maybe it would work if it was like on the screen, like an event listener that sees if it's already being viewed and it'll play automatically. That might be a little extra, but if you want to do that, that works as well. But I'm a little hesitant about like playing it muted in the background, because then what if you have multiple tabs and multiple demos and they're all playing in the background somewhat? If it was like background, yeah. Okay, let's see. I've got this, I've got that. Let's see if my index. Okay. So I shut up. It's very unstyled. Let me remove flex row for browser, because browser is flex rowing. Flex all. Yeah, see, so now it's like listed out. There's this huge gap. For video. Okay. So now I want this. So do you see how here I learned using the dev tools that this huge gap is being consumed by video. So now what I can do is get rid of this and then make a ternary. If demo exists, then do the demo. So demo and we had the whole thing earlier. So we got that. Now it'll only show up if I have a video. You know? So let's say I have index, and then because I only need demo to be some kind of string, I can say some here, and then Hack Princeton's gonna have that space again. Ta-da! So we've explained that. And then Hack Princeton. Oh, okay, now I'm going into states. So what we're gonna do functionally is sorry, 1 second, let me get my notes. So if we have if we have the tab as a state and then have that, like, hold up. The notes that I had were for like hard coding it. And I kind of wanted y'all to have, like mapping it out instead of manually entering it. I'll fix it up for session 3, but for now, just to show how to switch between tabs, I'll do that. So what we have to do is we've got, let's say, I don't like how this works. Give me 1 second, friends. Yes, exactly. So keep track of the tabs, and then based on which one was last clicked, that is what will determine what browser is showing, is what I'm trying to do. But so far, the way that I had my notes set up, that I'm realizing in hindsight might not be the best way, is having separate components per like job. So one component for Princeton, one component for Microsoft. But then that is like manual entry, which I'm not like very like excited about. I know. Okay. Light bulb moment. if I keep browser, right, it's going to have the same component, but I can make this such that, for example, let's say function Princeton, and then return, and all I'm returning is this browser. A little janky, but it works. And then we'll close that, and then we'll close that, and then I can just say Princeton here, right? So that's a little bit roundabout, but the reason why I'm doing this is because so that if I have, if I have const components, and then I have, no, not that. So this is going to be an object. So hack Princeton, Princeton. This should give me Microsoft Next. And then we say Microsoft. We haven't made it yet, but we're going to make it. And then let's copy and paste this. It's just like Microsoft. And then there. There. Cool. So we've got that covered. And then what'll happen now is I don't like this very much. It's okay. We'll fix it. We'll figure this out. If you have any suggestions, I'm very open to listening. So we've got Microsoft here. And then what I wanted to do is, so I will then add onClick here. OnClick, which is not done yet. But my onClick has not been determined. Set new tab has not been made yet. So let me make that right now. Excuse me. So I need to import use effect and use state from React, which will allow me to then do, I think it's like asking for that. Yep. Which is then going to allow me to say const tab, set tab, use state. We'll start with hack Princeton. And then we can say const set new tab. I got frazzled there. And then new tab is a string that then gives me use callback is what I need. It's already in there. Use callback is going to give me use callback new tab. Where did I even get new tab earlier? Let's return set tab new tab. That was a little redundant. We're closing it. No, we're closing it, and then we're adding this so that it doesn't re-render each time. And then what's wrong? What are you complaining about? Honestly, if you're complaining, you're gonna do this. These were from my notes. How's everyone doing so far? New tab. There's string, set last pressed is used, and then tab bar, set new tab. This is my tab bar. This is my tab bar. And then this is set new tab. On click, set new tab. And then this is going to give me not tab 1, but let's say tag Princeton. Gosh. And then this same on click should go into this tab. Oh, this was tag Princeton. And then this is Microsoft. Now, if I click this, ideally, what's wrong with it? What are you complaining about? Does not exist on intrinsic attributes. It says void. Set new tab. What is wrong with this? On click is not assignable to type. Blah. We got this, friends. Oops. Do you have to pass on iClick as a prop? Ooh, it's lagging, friends. Give it to the div that contains the tab div. That might be the case, but I didn't want to make so many separate components. That's why. But I guess it is what it is. It is what it is. So we'll make another one called tab bar. So let's make a new folder or a new file called bar.jsx. No, not JSX, sorry. TSX. And then we'll say export default function and then bar. And then the bar only has set new tab. I think this was what Jay was saying. So we've got set new tab, void. So that's just the typing of it. This part is just the type of what set new tab is. And then we've got return. And we've got, we're going to copy it. GitHub Copilot has gotten very smart, very, very smart, very, very smart. We're removing this, and then we're putting it here, and then we're closing it. Oh gosh. And then we're closing it. But because we're on a different page, we have to import tab from tab. Cool. Our on click also needs to be imported, so we'll say import. I don't need image. What I need is not on click either. What do I need for on click? Is that what it's complaining about? No, it's not it. I'm missing something with that on click. What am I missing? Import what from what? Maybe it's the event listener, so I'm gonna say use effect and use use effect and use state, and then whatever it's not complaining about is what. No, it's still wrong. Does anyone have any experience with that while I try Googling it? What you can do is if you have something you haven't encountered before, you copy and paste the problem. Nope. Oh, I have that. This is. Tub. I see what you're saying. You're saying it's going in here. I mean, that is what was going on here. So that does make sense. So what you're saying is on click there. And then we say on click. Void. Okay. Try this again. Jay is our hero. Thank you, Jay. Okay, we're getting somewhere. We're making progress, friends. We're doing it. Where did my tabs go? Oh, because we changed it to bar. So index now has to have bar. Set new tab is equal to set new tab. It's not done. So what am I missing? Components. Where is it? So now I think what I'm missing is this. Components last pressed. Because that's just complaining because of the TypeScript. That's ESLint complaining. But what this is saying is out of components, out of these two, which one was last pressed? So if last pressed was Hack Princeton, that's what it's going to show. So now let's say Microsoft. Gosh, no, it's not clicking. It's okay. It's okay. Div on click. What am I missing? Jay, are you saying on click into tab? Yes, I think that's what you're saying. Where's on click is set? Just set new tab, right? Should be. No. No, on click is on click. Gosh. Progress. Look at that, friends. Look at that, friends. So, you can initialize it to Hack Princeton. Because I used something that wasn't one of the choices, it doesn't show anything at all unless I press something. If you want something to defaultly show up, put that as your use state. So let's say in index, this is what your default should be. But I like the feeling of not seeing anything and then clicking something and something shows up. Okay, that was cool. Okay, so we've got that down. What's next? We could make two separate ones because we're having two separate browsers for the jobs and another one for the one for the jobs and one for the project. So time to make more components. We've got, let's say, do I have another project? Function meds, because meds.fyi blurb crowdsource I think what we're gonna do in the last session is make this like optimized, because having different functions for each one is a little like, I guess, icky. React, not Next, not Tailwind. I think I used Google Cloud for this one, so I'm going to say Google Cloud. Oh, and then I wanted to make it so you could click on the filters and it'll filter based on the filter. Like if I click on Hackathon, only the Hackathon projects will show up. I'm going to do that. And then one more, just for funsies. This is the one that I'm working on right now. It's called Tomo. And then browser title is Tomo. Oh, here is going to be winner true. I won this one. Is it? No, because winner true goes in my tab. But it's in bar now. Gosh, everything's so separated. Hack Princeton didn't win. We're going to ignore that. Okay, going back. It's a little messy right now. We'll fix it. But this is, I guess, the reality of it, where like you're exploring as you're coding, so you're getting the hang of things as okay. So we've got crowdsourced transparency. Tomo is excuse me, adherence to outpatient medical care. No, psychiatric care. And we're using React Native, and we're using PostgreSQL. How do you spell PostgreSQL? And then this one is project. Now I have something that'll demonstrate a filtering. We've got Microsoft. Let's do something else. I did Roblox. I worked at Roblox, and then my text. I didn't have a tech stack. Is my tech stack optional? Let's go to browser. My stack is optional because I didn't code. This was a product management internship. And then we have another one for internship. And then this is internship, and this is software engineering. Awesome. We've got more. It's getting chunkier. Got this. So let's see. We've got more now. How do we, does anyone know? Because I know I'm gonna have this trouble. My projects has 3 tabs, which means it's not gonna work on the 1/2 styling that we had earlier. So how do we style this part so that it'll always fill the screen total, but it's depending on how many total tabs I have? Because I don't want to have to change it every time I add a new project. You know? Okay, so while we think of that, if anything, I'll just remove Princeton and show Meds and Tomo. So my issue with this is that I'm gonna have to have 2 states, one state for my job browser and one state for my internships. My projects browser. I don't like that. So let's see what it looks like together first. So let's say Tomo will show Tomo, Microsoft will show Microsoft, Meds will show Meds, and Roblox will show Roblox. Okay. So those are my 2 jobs and my 2 internships, and then I'm gonna say my tabs go until 1/4, and then we'll say components, less pressed. No, we already know that that's what it was complaining about. Let's see. Oh, so let's go to bar, because I need to change these. Microsoft is staying. This is going. Oops. And we had said we have tab for, no, yeah, because it's a job. Logo, I don't have one. I don't need a logo. Over company Roblox. I don't have this yet. Let's take it from the interwebs. Could be that square thing. Yup. Is this see-through? Is this transparent? Thank you for being transparent. Thank you. Let's go to desktop, and we're gonna go to GitHub, MLH2, public, Roblox. And then we can say roblox.png in here. So let's say roblox.png. And then, let's see. I'm gonna look here. So now, why is that the same? Let's reload it. Why are you the same? I'll leave it alone for now, but something doesn't feel right. I haven't fixed the styling on that one. And then flex 1, flex grow. Thank you for that, Jay. Let's see, we're going to bar. We got flex, flex row. Each tab should have, so this is tab. We got flex 1, flex grow. So I'm gonna comment this out instead of removing it entirely. So we've got flex 1, flex grow. Oh wait, gosh, wait. I don't need this anymore, maybe. Let's try that. Okay. You got it. So the tabs are right. Thank you for that, Jay. But now we have to keep the flex and flex row within. Because there we go. We getting somewhere. Our icons are wrong though. That's why. Image, source. This should be logo. There we go. We getting somewhere. That is a very ugly icon. We're gonna fix that another time. Yes, this is a W. This is very much a W. Cool. Let's go back to our bar and then replace all of these. We don't need this logo for this one and this one for this one. We don't need this. We don't need this because we're gonna say not logo. What did I need for tab? Title and winner. So let's go to bar. We got winner and title. And this is meds. Title. FYI. And then we're closing it. And then we're closing it, which should give me false Tomo meds 1. So let's say true. Ta-da! Those are my tabs. Now we just gotta fix Tomo and meds. What? Oh, we're getting it. So all our tabs work. So some things that I want to do moving forward include animating it so that that's easy. If we make like, I want to make whatever is currently last pressed to change their background. So like what is currently active, you know? I'm going to figure that out. Just give me a second. Okay, so let's try styling. Oh, I know. So let's see. Our to-dos for tomorrow are going to be I'm just going to put it here. New file. To-do.txt. Yeah. So we've got style the browser. Oh, I can also create the about section. We've got highlight active tab using last press. What else do we need to do? Styling the browser, we're highlighting the active tab. We are creating an about section and then animation. Thank you. Animate transition. That's very optional. But I would kind of want to try using either anime.js or Framer. Just for like to try them out. Animate transition. Okay, what else? So that's it, but let's see. I'm guessing everyone's good with like styling, but does which one is more pressing for the last 20 minutes? Or does anyone have any questions? We can open this up for Q&A for the last like few minutes. We're styling the browser, we're creating the about section, we're styling the active tab. This one I gotta look up first, and then the anime transition I definitely have to look up first. So let's do, I'm just gonna put an about section above. No, below, sorry. So let's say, or to demonstrate how to make a page, I could do that. About, and then I want to say index.tsx. And then index.tsx at the bottom. I want to say ahref about. And then we want, so from about, we're going into about. And what I'm trying to demonstrate with this is that because I made the folder and the index.tsx, it should automatically make that routing. And you don't have to worry about it. Export default. This one is going to be a static page, just talking about me. Div class name, flex call, bg blue 200, and then h auto, but w half, and then wow, good job GitHub. Oh, I can just copy from my actual website. It's a long loading time. What? Excuse me. Okay. So I'll remove this. Cool. So I'll leave that alone. And then ideally, if I go to About Isa, ta-da! So we made a different page just by making another folder within the pages root. Does that make sense to people? Does anyone have any questions, concerns, suggestions for what we do next week? No, not next week, sorry, tomorrow. Part 3 is same time tomorrow, 9 a.m. Friday. Let's see. What is the style? H1, last name, text 2XL. And this is going to be class name, text small. A little too big still. So let's do XS. There we go. And then we're going, is that unique to Next? For React, we got to use browser router. Yeah, this is very uniquely Next.js because of their pages router. Their naming conventions make it very easy. So Next, aside from improving performance, does a lot of tedious work for you. So you don't have to manually do them yourself. Okay. We've got, let's put padding, key, let's say 4. Okay, nice. And then if you are curious about how to put Google fonts, we're gonna put Google fonts. Poppins is my favorite font. So we are adding this. We're adding thin, we're adding regular, and we're adding semi-bold. I don't know what I'll need. So what we're going to do is click on import, and you see how this is within a style tag. We just want what's in the middle. So here it starts with @import, and we go into globals.css and add it under here. And then once we're ready with that, we copy font family into body. And therefore, when we go back to our page, we've got, well, that was anticlimactic because it was not. What's wrong? Why are you bugging out? It might be that H1P is very specific. Let me try that. Oh. Is it that it needs to be imported? Let's try import globals.css. So we're going up one and going into styles and then going into global. Oops. Thank you for catching that. It's getting imported there already, so it doesn't need it here. So my question then becomes, why do you not see my font? This is a big question. Go back. You got this. I think I want such that my default is going to be click a tab. So I'm going to make function default return browser title default. No. Awesome. And now when we go to, I think I'm going here, use state is going to say default. Because I'm going to say default and default. And my on click, yeah, no, I don't need that. Because if I reload, no. Use state default. It's complaining. Yeah, see? Now I have a default that's none of my tabs that just says choose one. Definitely not styled. Default letter case. Thank you for that. Awesome. So I think fix font was my last to do. Fix font, which means now is a good time to wrap up. I'm gonna push this to GitHub. But in the meantime, again, I'm open to questions. If you have any other things that you got stuck at or don't understand, if you have suggestions on what else we can do with this website, let me know and I'll put that on for next session. Update before end of session 2. Okay. Committing that. We're syncing our changes. Did you import the font? Yes, it looks like it's right here. So import URL. I just copied and pasted from Google. And then, awesome. So it looks like we've accomplished all of this in the past 2 hours, which I think is pretty solid. Pretty solid. I wish I could have done better, but a win is a win. We'll take that. Thank you all for sticking with me. I shall see you tomorrow. Hopefully, we shall style this, add a little more functionality, a little more pizzazz. But aside from that, yeah. Thank you for coming, everyone. Appreciate it. Bye bye.